are back. Hello, Wastelanders, and welcome back to War Games News Radio for more Fallout 2D20 Live. My name is Ryan Danger. These are our players here today. Say hello, players.
Hello, players.
Hello, players.
We are back with episode 21 of Season 3 of The Ghoul, the Bad, and the Ugly, Fistful of Neutrons. So glad you could join us here today on what is a very solemn and somber occasion and a day in our adventure. A big wasteland, howdy and hello if it's your first time joining us, and of course a big hello. You picked a weird one, but if it's not, then if you're a long-time viewer, then you're also buckle up because it might pull at them heartstrings just a bit. We got some good familiar faces in the crowd here today. See Surprise Bulette, we got George Keith, who else we got? Dresden K. Nexus Incorporation. Everybody's hanging out. If you're in the chat, let us know what's going on and how you're doing and what you're up to today, because it's gonna be a tricky one. As you may have seen in our description, it is in fact Justin has disappeared. Justin has disappeared. Thank you for the heads up. We were having some. Yeah, it's true, and we were having some technical issues with Justin's stream before, which is why we were a few minutes late today. Hence the slight confusion. Now he's back. Hello, can you hear Justin and see him now?
Can you hear and see me? There, I'm back.
There
Hey,
he's back. He's off to a good start. As mentioned, we were having a little technical struggle before the stream, which seems to have, of course, carried over into the back half. But that's fine, because we're moving into the action right about now. We are using the Fallout 2D20 system by Modifius Entertainment. Big thank you to them. And to Fantasy Grounds for our virtual tabletop, which we will be using scantly. This is going to be an RP-heavy one, but there is going to be some interesting chances for some action as well. So follow down the links if you want to get your hands on any of those. And a quick content warning, as always, the world of Fallout often deals with some grown-up subject matter. We avoid going to any unnecessarily dark places. However, this program does deal with the big three: violence, mature themes, and fucking swears. But we think you're going to have a good time, and it's, as mentioned, going to be a very reminiscent and a walk through memory lane in our show.
are we doing a flashback episode?
We're doing some flashback episodes, and because of what happened last episode, we're just gonna skip the who we're playing episode, because one of us is no longer around. We're gonna hold a little suspense on what's happening there. So if you're with us, thank you, and let's get into it on episode 21, The Ghoul, the Bad, and the Ugly. Because in our last episode, the gang finally defeated John's evil clone Adam Bottlecap and rescued the Vault 86 settlers from certain doom. But that rescue came at a very high cost, with Yuri Andropov falling in battle after going berserk in a feral rage. With his wounds far beyond help, the gang loaded up in the highwaymen and headed home, with Yuri taking his final breaths just moments before pulling into Longmount. Which is where we are today. It is a few days on from that fateful day, and it's still early. Most folks just started to wake. It's a dreary spring day, rain falling softly, making those tippy-tap sounds on the corrugated steel and plastic roofs of the town's shacks and shanties. Dorman Guns has been up for hours now. Sitting at a table, the front stoop of the watering hole, just as he has, every morning since really making Longmount his home. But there's a seat across from him that's empty now, like it has been for the last few mornings, because Yuri Andropov is dead. This morning ritual, still hard for Guns to break, and some days he wakes up and kind of forgets that his friend is gone. After a while, the quiet of the morning is broken, and Carla flips the watering hole sign from open to closed, and the neon tubes sputter before that soothing hum, invites patrons in to get their morning fix, or feed, depending on what you're after. Dressed in what black clothing they have, the townsfolk nod to guns and remove their hats as they enter the bar. Some place packs of cigarettes. Some of them are empty, but still a nod next to the ashtray filled with Yuri's guilty pleasures of mornings past. Oh, it's going to be a long one, Gunn says as he makes his way up and starts to head up to the caravan office. And despite his massive size, he's been defeated the last few days. You can see that he feels like he's almost carrying the guilt of Vault 86, weighing him down as he plods through town. Because he wasn't there. He didn't get to fight with you guys when Grant and John went and Yuri went and took on Adam Bottlecap. He was close. He was a few hundred meters away, just guarding the highwaymen, but he wasn't there. You can't help but think, what if he was? But as he gets to the caravan office, he sees the Longmount Trading Company sign that Bert built. It's all lit up with the flashing lights, makeshift, very New Vegas style, made of different neon signs. And it takes him back to a moment and a memory not too long ago. As we go into a flashback scene. And it's smash cut to night. It's actually the night before you all headed out to New Pueblo. And the snow is falling, or the ashfall, I should say, more accurately is. But it's coming down in that way that, it's almost still, hanging in the air, doing that, thing that it does.
Everything's silent around,
Yeah,
and
it's like anti-gravity snow going around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's past midnight. And Guns can see his breath in the cold of the air as he stumbles back to his bunk, which is conveniently in the caravan office. After a night of homemade moonshine and maybe a couple hits of Day Tripper, probably, at the watering hole. But he's sort of taken aback, because as he sort of rounds the corner and mumbly stumbly sees the sign, he sees Yuri in the middle of the night, standing, just staring up at the newly minted Longmount Trading Company sign. Guns kind of grokks this, is just walks over, gives you a look, and still staring up, so he kind of cranes his neck up too. So what are we looking at, boss? What are you doing, Yuri?
Yuri is in reverence of the sign, and he kind of elbows Guns in the ribs. He says, "There was a time I would never have believed something so beautiful as this. There is a community here. Something we have built, my friend. Something that would accept a ghoul and a super mutant on the simple basis of trade. We have done very well, my friend. We have done very well indeed." And Yuri beams crooked tooth and rotten mouth smile at Grant. Or no, sorry, not Grant, Guns. And he says, "We've done very well here, my friend."
Never really thought about it that way, but I guess, there's the only other place I ever found where I could spend a night drinking in comfort was back in Boulder, but that wasn't that job. That gig wasn't the same. I was just a doorman. Doorman Guns. That's not my fucking name.
Yes, Pedro. I know. And he kind of goes in for a Christian side hug.
Yeah,
He gives him.
Guns
He gives him a
Guns is
Christian.
drunk and using his Christian name. He like, yeah, that is my name, and he comes in for it.
Okay, big boy, big boy.
Absolutely.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
While you've got him embraced, and a very sweet. That was just a beautiful moment, by the way. Gonna have to give me a endurance survival difficulty 5 check.
Oh Jesus, he's gonna crush me. Yuri, endurance, survival, difficulty 5.
Max difficulty. Yeah, that's right. It's a funeral episode, but you didn't think you'd be rolling D5s.
I didn't think so either. All right. Speech, survival. Okay, here we go.
Speech. Nobody said speech.
All right. Nope. It's 1. That's an endurance.
I mean, even if it was the right stats, I know that's not gonna do it.
I get crushed. I absolutely get crushed by this big boy.
You are. I mean, it's a big drunken super mutant hug for sure, but that's not why you needed to make a check, because Yuri suddenly, or not so suddenly, maybe this is something that you've been sort of holding on to for a while, like a cough or a sneeze in your throat that you're just hanging on to and you just can't. You try to attack Dormant Guns. Yeah, you go full feral on the guy, and he's, what the fuck? And he picks you up and just, wha-bam! He throws you into the wall of the trading company office, and looks at you with a big old fresh ghouly gashy bite on you. Says, "What the? Yuri?"
I am most sincerely sorry, my friend.
I didn't think I was squeezing you that hard, man. Christ.
Would you like? I think I need to explain to you some things. Take a walk with me, please.
Sure, he does.
It has been several weeks now. And Yuri stops and he turns and looks at Guns. He says, "Do you know what happens to ghouls who live too long?"
Well, I mean, I've been around long enough myself to know what happens, but I don't know how it happens. I mean, I haven't seen it happen. Is that what that was?
It is happening to me now. I am losing control of myself. I have very, very few weeks left. Maybe even days.
Well, but you're a doctor. I mean, you know what you know. Just, doctor yourself. Guns, not the most eloquent of speaker, while now drunk and high, and you telling him with your fucking terminal 4 cancer news. He's just like, well, no, just undo it.
Unfortunately, there's no cure that I know of, and no cure that any other ghoul has ever experienced. I am leaving this world and my faculties. Now I need you to promise me something.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what? Anything, of course.
Yuri puts his hand on Excalibur and on Pedro's chest. Says, Pedro, if I ever become feral and I'm about to hurt any of our friends or this place, and I grab Excalibur and bring it up to my neck, and I say, you must put me down, please.
Put what? No. I mean, I said anything, but not that. I mean, but we could. There's gotta be another. He just like rambles on. He's going through all the stages of grief. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Fucking fix it. He's like angry 1 second, and then he's just like, but like fucking crying the next.
We can make a deal. We figure this out.
I grab him by his big shoulders, and I'm a very small ghoul. I grab him by his shoulders, and I say, I will hold on. I promise I will hold on for as long as possible. And I pull out Sherlock Holmes. I say, if I go feral. Now say it. Say it. Say it to my face.
If you go feral,
you will kill me. I will kill myself before that happens.
I'll do it.
He just hugs Guns around the waist and gives him a cross on his head and says, you are forgiven, my boy. I promise you.
He was like pensive of this hug at first because of you bit him moments before in the last embrace you had, but after you give him a little bit of blessing, he kneels down and meets you in the middle and gives you a warm embrace. And Guns is back. Wachow! Snap back to reality. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that this episode. It's a lot of flashbacks. And Guns is back to the current time and place. We shift our view from the caravan office where Yuri's body is currently laying in a homemade casket built by repairman Bert in Enola May's pen. She hasn't left his side since. But we pan over as our camera moves from the caravan office as Guns, with a smile, goes, I guess neither of us had to do it, hey, boss? Pretty good trick. And then walks into the office, seemingly remembering that you've forgiven him and that he knew that there was something you weren't telling him all along. But now we find ourselves in a slightly different part of town. It's Repairman Bert's radio shack as you hear the long
I'm sorry, say his full name. Say his full name.
Sorry, Burton Ernie. Sorry. Repairman Burton Ernie. Yes, is in the shack adjusting Longmount's radio signal because in the last few days it's been changed from an ad for the caravan's services to a mourners call, inviting all who knew Yuri to the service planned for later today. It now reads in Carla's voice, it's with a heavy heart that the Longmount Trading Company announces the passing of our founder, Mr. Yuri Andropov. The caravan will carry on, but will take a few days to grieve. Anyone wanting to pay their respects is more than welcome to attend. And then gives details of the service and repeats on end. We've had an old and new face come after hearing this call, but one face in particular I'm curious about, and that's one Mr. John Cap. John, where doth we find you this morning? And what have you been up to the last few days? What's it been like for you? since Yuri's passing. How are you holding up?
I mean, overall, not great. I think there's been a lot of pacing, a lot of being alone and not around anyone, walking around like a weirdo. Like, why is John walking around the back of every building in town? You know?
Just like fully like 1,000-yard stare kind of
Yeah,
thing.
totally. Yeah, like I'm like walking around the weirdest places. Like I'm gonna catch Yuri walking around the corner somewhere. It's like
Interesting.
places I got no business being. I'm up on the water tower. Why is John up on the water tower?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just fully in like a state of shock.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands. You don't know what to do with yourself. I mean, it makes sense. Have you? Are you still shacked up in Tater Tom's? Fuck. Tater Tom's.
Tater Bomb?
Tater Tom's. Fuck. Tater Tom's Tater Farm. There we go.
You know it. That's
Nice.
He's my ride or die. I love Tater Tom
Attaboy.
and his Tater Farm.
And his Tater Farm. Amazing. As you've been sort of just in this daze, you know, walking around from area to area, town to town, not town to town, from area to area in the town, excuse me. It's the morning as mentioned, and it's sort of this rainy day, and as you sort of stumble through sort of one of the back alleys of the makeshift market that we've got sort of in Longmount now, like the bazaar with like tents and stuff. You know, it feels like a Turkish bazaar almost, right? And you're sort of wandering around one of these back alleyways of this thing, and you see a rad roach scurrying, running from the rain. And someone just quickly squashes it with a baseball bat. Ugh, damn filthy things around this time of year, one of the shopkeepers says. With that squishing of the rad roach, we get a...
It was just like that time.
It's just like that time, because we go back in time where we find ourselves on the same stretch of highway that you all came down on the way back to Longmount from Vault 86. But it's around 3 years in the past. It's the summertime, and it is hot as a motherfucker. Sun is beating down, and as we see a sign that says, "Welcome to Colorado, the Centennial State," there's also one Mr. Johnny Bottlecap fighting for his life against a nasty old fucking rat roach. Johnny, I should say, because this is long ago. You are fresh face outside of Vault 86. I think it's probably like day like 2 or 3 or 4 since you've stepped out and have been just wandering, looking for the brain machine. It's hot. You've been sweating through your vault suit, and you stop to take some shade at the base of this Colorado sign in the shadow of it, but didn't know that a bunch of rad roaches had the same idea and had sort of crawled their way underneath the concrete underneath. And you only have a split second to react as 3 of them burst out of the ground with their antennae and little pincers coming towards you. What do you do?
Holy shit! These things are fucked.
Hey, there he is.
I think I fall ass over tea kettle and do a couple of trying to back up, but I trip over something.
Yeah, I absolutely. You go to like, holy shit, like backpedal your way out of here, and like shoelaces not tied together, like slip on some like little gravel, just like whoop, fucking blue shell from Mario Kart comes and fucking smacks you in the ass. Yeah, you do that. You stumble, stumbly tumbly bumbly, and yeah, fuck it. You go down like a pretty steep, not like too long, but it's a pretty good incline off the side of the highway, and just kind of like a good like 3 or 4 like solid somersaults, just enough to like when you get to the bottom, you're not in like any like super significant pain other than the fact that you just fell a little bit, but you're like just like a little bit dizzy, you know, when you like would roll down a hill as a kid and try to get up, and you're just like, holy shit. You got a little bit of that going on as you see now. A couple of them are coming down coming down the river bank. And as we see, or as this happens, it's not all just being seen by you as these little creepy crawlies are coming down towards you, because further down the riverbank are one Mr. Grant the Rifleman and Yuri Andropov, who I imagine are seeing this display of nonsense happening through a sniper scope. About, let's say, a distance away, 50 meters, 100 meters or so. You're in sort of like the edge of like the tree line where then like the highway sort of comes up here. So you're a bit of a distance, but you can see all of this happening. Grant, Yuri, you see a dipshit of a vault dweller falling ass over tea kettle. What do you do?
I'm looking down my rifle scope. Hey, Yuri, we've got contact about 12 o'clock. Looks like Freshie is meeting some rad roaches. You want me to take the shot? Save him from this mess?
Give it the moment. Yes. Don't let him die, but let's see what he does. Give him a moment.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm tracking. I'm aiming at rad roaches, but not
Seeing
shooting
a
yet.
couple of rad roaches. Johnny Cap. Man, these names I'm going to be having trouble with this episode. Johnny, you see these rad roaches, and you have the only thing you have strapped on you from leaving the vault is your handy dandy trusty 10mm pistol. Do you fight or flee? What's the move, sir?
I gotta fight.
Okay. Hell yeah. Well then, do me a solid and roll me a we'll call it a difficulty 2, because these are small guys and you're still kind of stumbly bumbly. Difficulty 2 shot. We'll just use your regular stats and stuff with your 10mm pistol, if you wouldn't mind.
All right, so that's a target number of 16. So pretty good. Oh no! You know what? Yep, leaving it.
So good. Good. Yeah, you you're fucking shaking around, and you squeeze off like pow, 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 and you manage to like sort of like just actually, I mean, it was 2 to hit. Here's what I'll say, because it's sort of like a mob of rad roaches. You hit a couple and kill them, and they like emit and like explode, and a couple shots. Actually, no, I'll say you take 2 shots and both of them hit, but then your third shot, you've got a jam. You've got mail.
Gun jam.
You've got a classic gun jam. What do you do in your new jammed state?
So like I panic a little bit. I pick up a rock.
Ooh.
You can see the thought process. Like I'm not to put words in Grad's mouth, but he's seeing me seeing the rock and realizing that this is the only option I got.
All right.
You bastard!
Give him a hand.
Yuri, he's down to Stone Age here.
Give him a hand. Let's see.
All right. Well, I'll spend some ammo. I start picking off the rad roaches from our distance.
God?
Yeah, you see like a bunch of rad roaches just like en masse start to like just like pop as Grant's just like 1, 2, 3, giving you a hand up after you're about to make your fateful last stand against like 4 rad roaches. It's like, this is it, I'm going out. I was playing on legendary mode in this playthrough, and well, the rad roaches pack a punch.
This is the Rad Roach Alamo.
This is Rad Roach Alamo. Yeah, you're able to clean up these nasty bugs, and a couple of them scurry back to their hiding place under the Colorado-Utah boundary sign. Johnny, you've just seen something or someone, apparently, could be divine intervention, come and save your day. Gentlemen, how do you introduce yourselves to Johnny Bottlecap, which is a scene we've never done before, and I wanted to do it.
Hello. Hello. Hi.
Hey there, fellas. Thank you for saving my ass. Really, goddamn, thank you.
My name is Yuri Andropov. This is my partner, Enola May, and this is my hired gun, Grant, the rifleman. Stand up, boy. Stand up, son.
Pleasure to meet you. My name's Johnny Bottlecap.
You're
pleasure to meet you.
from... Yes, pleasure.
Vault 86, right?
Yes, I
Right?
see
It
them.
says they're right on my back.
You should go home, my friend. This is
Hell
not...
no, I just got out, brother. I'm not going back.
This countryside, this wasteland is not any kinder than these rad roaches, and that's probably the easiest thing you're going to encounter the longer you're out here, kid.
You will not survive out here without friends, and you are not capable. I implore you to go home to Vault 86. What are you looking for? Why are you out of the vault?
Well, I'm looking for a great deal many of things, but say there, the two of you don't seem like you're traveling very heavy. Like, what if you added a third man to the group, someone to watch your back?
Yuri's...
learn a thing or two.
When he says that, Yuri smiles at Grant and he goes, "Ugh. You're not ready for this. I promise you, my son. Go home. Go to wherever you're from."
Listen, mister, I don't have a home to go to. There's nothing waiting for me back there. I need to explore the waste and find some shit, and either I travel with you guys or I'm gonna die very quickly.
You're holding yourself hostage.
Holy
I
shit.
agree with you there, kid. This wasteland is full of half-eaten carcasses of frosh like you who wander out of the vault thinking they're going to find golden treasure and buried fusion cores, and mostly it's pain and misery and suffering out here.
Listen, they did some real horrible experiments on us down there, and they sent me out to try and find a way to reverse the effects of what they'd done. So I can't go back empty-handed, sir.
Hmm.
He's on a noble quest.
You're out here for your people, are you?
That's right.
Well,
we don't really have any people.
I've seen you hold a gun. Can you hold it better?
Hell yeah, Sarge taught me everything there is to know about.
Yuri
Hold the hell
rolls,
out of this thing.
Yuri
Never mind
rolls
that.
his eyes.
I
and
pushed the muzzle away from Yuri.
Yuri rolls his eyes, and it's falling on the ground. Yuri picks it up and puts it back in his hands and says, "Grant may be able to teach you a certain amount of things. You come with us to the next trade post, and then maybe you can find a way." And like that's the whole promise. We'll take you to the next trade post, and
Hell, mister, I'll take it. I almost just died 20 feet into the start of my journey. I think making it to the next trading post is A-okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys pick yourselves up and start heading down the road. Enola was hidden in the bushes there somewhere with Duke. And get the whole crew together, and the gang is together for the very first time, heading down the road. And it's not too much longer. Well, actually, we'll say it's like a day or so. You spend some time, doing some campfire stuff with Johnny, teaching him a couple things about, shooting, loading, and clear that jam for him out of his jammed up gun, and do something cool when you do it too. Like when you do it, the round pops up and you catch it, real sweet like. And the next day, it's not long before you find yourselves pulling up to the Longmount sign. As we do. Oh, do you want to say something?
No, I was just gonna say this is nothing but the ditch in the road.
Isn't it now? As we flash back to current day. John, where as you've been going through this memory in your head, and you've been sort of wandering through the bazaar and through town, sort of replaying this moment in your head as you've been sort of getting your steps in that way you nervously do before some big event that you can't get away from, but is coming your way. Grant, you've likewise been thinking, drinking, scheming about the days past. You've been thinking about that memory that we just synchronized with Johnny there as well. But what have you been up to in this time? It's been, let's say, 3 days since this time. What have you been up to? How have you been holding up yourself?
3 days, you motherfucker.
In the current time, I am absolutely numb. I'm putting on a strong face. I'm walking around town, and my lower half of my face is always covered with a mask anyway, and I've got my sunglasses on. My power armor helmet's off. We'll say probably most of the armor is off too. A bunch of the chest piece got destroyed, and it's getting repaired. So I'm just in the frame, and I'm walking around town, and I'm telling kids that they have a good sword. I'm trying to help everyone else, and then in my quiet moments, I'm going back to my little shack. I'm probably got a room in the local Carla's back room in the pantry, and I'm just kind of sleeping on the floor. In my quiet moments, I'm basically just sobbing my face off. And when I'm out in public, I'm trying to help people, and I'm telling everyone it's going to be okay. And they can tell I'm full of shit. And but I'm doing my best to just keep a stiff upper lip. And
yeah, wow. Have you been doing any you've been doing I know you've been spending time with the guards and stuff. You've been doing any guard duty, or has that been too much for you? Are you on reduced work because you've been so taken aback?
I think the first 48 hours I was basically jogging around the town, shooting at anything that moved.
Okay, yeah.
And other people came out and told me to come back to town, and they had it. They had the protection of the town covered. They'd get me if they needed me, and to go and rest. And I really didn't want to, and I finally acquiesced.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, spending so much time sort of standing still after something like that, can be pretty tough. Especially, you guys have been pretty go for most of
nonstop for a while now. Yeah.
Yeah, and absolutely. You're
not used to just being still in one place and feeling the ever-present weight of my wandering mind if I'm not busy all day long.
Yeah. You in one of your wandering mind moments, as we zippity zap flashback one more time back to about 6 months ago or so, only a few days after you all arrived back in Longmount from your adventure in Kansas. Since getting the caravan running, there's been a stream of people coming up to Longmount. When you left, the town resembled more like what we saw in the last flashback, and now it's in your absence become a bit of a to-do. There's sort of these you can see I'll say at this point you're sort of down. You know, you spend some time down in the crowds. You know, there's a lot of people trying to filter their way in, and sort of St. Louis and MacArthur and his their crew, their guard crews are down there, sort of just talking to people, going through them one by one, and you know, letting people.
Godspeed, you, St. Louis.
Godspeed, you, St. Louis. As they're sort of checking in and letting people in. This is all, as I said, sort of kind of a new experience for you, as you know, you're seeing other trade caravans and things come into town to do business, you know, in this blossoming little settlement. This is before your Zen makeover, before you know you fully
My man bun era.
Your man
Hey,
bun.
don't make fun of man buns.
I wasn't. I was in the era the whole time.
It's in the era.
It was his era. Okay?
It was my
What
era.
about him?
And St. Louis, you know, after you know a little while, St. Louis sort of pulls you aside, along with Yuri, sort of while the crew is sort of doing the rest of the thing, and says, "Listen, guys, I don't know. This is a lot of people we're getting coming through, and I'm a little concerned about the situation here. I mean, we've got a lot of folks coming up from Boulder City since the sheriff's department pulled up sticks, and I don't know. It's gonna get worse before it gets any better. Grant, what do you think? We can't keep this up, can we?
The wasteland brings moments for true joy and beauty, and in the hearts of each person that's coming, brings more promise and more opportunity. And I think there's more than enough to go around.
What are you high? Why are you talking like that?
I'm high on principle. I'm high on purpose.
You're what the hell did I just what was that?
What he is talking about is there are many strangers coming to our lands, and we should not push them away simply because they are strangers. We will need them to grow these lands, this territory, this new place that we are creating. We should not turn away a stranger simply because they are strangers. I have a book that you should actually read.
Yeah, I know you're always talking about your book. He waves his one hand at your cross, just like, yeah, your book. Your book cost me this arm, by the way.
Yes,
you and that light of yours.
What I am saying is practically, we can use these people and help them create a new place where they should be, and a happier place, a more peaceful place.
He sort of looks down at his one arm after sort of making that point almost to himself and says, "Yeah, I guess the first time we met, I tried to kill you guys, didn't I?"
I mean,
It didn't go as well as it might have, and look where we are today, friend.
I like that, Johnny. You're just sitting from above on a railing, been watching this whole time, and just come in with a mistakes do happen. Because you did kill both of his brothers, or three of his. Yeah, technically three, I think.
An amount of brothers were murdered.
An amount of brothers died.
Didn't I shoot Hondad in the stomach?
you did
By accident?
on that
Oh,
On
yeah.
accident.
I guess a bunch of us have shot a bunch of us, haven't they? That's kind of funny.
And look, we're all living together now.
Oh yeah, I shot guns that one. Never mind. You know what? Never mind.
Guns from like across the fucking compound is just like, yeah, I remember. With that sort of moment, they will say this is sort of they'll say that this is when the man bun Grant first appeared, and going back to you know current times again. We come back to, you know, sort of that realization, and we've seen that progression from the rifleman, the loner, the hired gun, the former highwayman, now a prominent, upstanding citizen of a functioning town. How does that make you feel, Grant? Seeing your transformation through the years, and sort of really sort of reckoning with what St. Louis said, and what with Yuri said too. That sometimes stranger's just a friend you haven't met yet.
From the point of view of in a meta sense, am I rifleman in a particular day, or is this sort of
I'm asking you.
Are you asking Grant's reflections?
I'm asking Grant's overall reflections on the man.
Why
who was
did Grant
now.
change, and how are you now?
The reason why I'm in this power armor frame in the present day, of course, is because I wanted my friends to be okay, and I thought the only way that I could reliably do that was to throw a frag mine on a bad guy, and it cost me my legs. Rifleman would not have done that before. Rifleman was interested in Rifleman and Duke because no one cared about him, and he didn't care about anyone. He'd been burned too many times. The wasteland was harsh. He stared into the abyss too long and became it. And it was Yuri and Johnny and John, Johnny's
Johnny
John.
Oh, John.
Old Jonathan, and got me to a different kind of place. It took a while. I mean, I didn't trust anyone. I didn't trust ghouls. I didn't trust robots.
Now
I didn't trust anyone.
this into first person as you're talking as Rifleman.
Thank you. Well, and the setting here, we're in town.
I'll say. Well, at the moment, it's fuck it. You know what? I like that. We flash back to Grant. We are now at the service of
Okay.
Yuri. We are now up on the hill. It's very Good Spring Cemetery from New Vegas. Up on the hill, a little cemetery that's popped up here in town. It was a pre-war cemetery. That's been repurposed. Sanitarium. Leave me be. That's been repurposed into a new cemetery for the people of the town, and we are now gathered here today with a massive crowd of people, and there's folks from Boulder City who've come up. There's you've got Specs and Jerry, Doc Anders, Trader Joe in his wheelchair even made the trip, and they hauled up Whiskey Pete, and they put on an old flatbed and lugged it out. The player piano from the bar, which is currently playing "We Didn't Start the Fire," which is canonical.
Yeah.
In our world, at Yuri's funeral, there's Robert Waxman, the old guy who used to run the Crimson Caravan in town. Merrill, the synth bounty hunter from Kansas, has shown up, who brought you back to Colorado. New Canaan folks are here. Daniel and Dr. Joan. Nurse Maggie couldn't make it, but she did give you a letter, John. Well, we'll come back. We'll come back to that in a moment. We've got all kinds of folks. Margot, the widow from Loveland, in our Home on the Rage scenario. Clint, St. Louis. There's an NPC. Crazy Carl and fucking his mole rat, whose name I can't remember. Everybody's here. Grant, we are now at the funeral. I sort of interrupt you, but I like exactly how that played out, going from a mind meld into a thing. You are now giving a you-googly. You
Googleize it.
You Googleizing at Yuri's funeral. Continue.
All right.
If you have anything else to say, continue.
Yeah, no, I do. There's a slight breeze coming across the hills towards us. folks, thank you all for coming. It's a long, dusty road. There are more pleasant ways to spend an afternoon in some sense than being at a funeral, but I want to talk about 3 different periods: before Yuri, during Yuri, and after Yuri. Before Yuri, I was lost. I was alone. I was bitter. My soul had turned into dry, cracked leather, and it was really just about getting through this day, making sure Duke was okay, and surviving. I met Yuri. He changed me. He had that way about him. He taught me how to trust. At first, ghouls. I didn't trust ghouls at all. I almost shot him when I first saw him. To be honest, I'm not proud of that, but he even helped me after learning to trust him, to trust other people, to trust robots. I never thought I'd see that. Mr. Microwave, whom I consider a friend now, didn't at all. I thought was flying spare parts when I first saw him and wanted to take out his voice modulator as soon as I could.
That gets a little chuckle from the crowd. And Mr. Microwave, Mr. Microwave, who is there? I see chat. I miss Mr. Microwave. He is there. And he gives a little ho 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 laugh. Continue.
Yuri helped remind me the importance of companionship. At first, I saw the benefit of having someone watch my back that I could trust. And I saw Yuri as capable, as wary. He was perceptive. He was insightful. And when I was out and about in the world with him, I started noticing that I was letting my guard down a bit. And the psychological impact of that is tremendous. It took me a little while to realize that companionship is not just having someone watch your back. It's not just having someone with their weapon at the ready, although that's nice in the wasteland. It was also having someone to talk to, having someone to listen to you and maybe challenge you, which he did. He did that for me. In his own quiet way, in his sentimental way, he taught me to see beauty again. I'd look up at the sky and I was trying to see if there was going to be rain or a storm coming. And he would ponder, he would marvel. He saw wonder and beauty in a green-yellow sunset, in a rad storm, the smell of damp radioactive earth after the rains. I wasn't paying attention to any of that. He taught me how to smell what was left of the roses, so to speak. He taught me about building trade. At first, no stranger to trading things, to bartering, to fixing stuff, but to build a relationship of trust with somebody else, built something like the Longmount Trading Company, which is a big part of why Longmount's thriving now and why other places are too. How did he do all of this? He was authentic. I've never heard Yuri lie. I've seen Yuri standing toe-to-toe with the Yaogwai, with a sentry bot, with certain death, with a Mirelurk queen, with dozens of armed combatants who would love to tear him apart for who he is, for what he is, for what he looks like. He's generous. He's a quiet leader. He believed in others, and sometimes I wonder if he believed in others more than he believed in himself, but it made us believe in him and also believe in us. And it was hard on him. Yuri carried a lot of weight, a lot of pressure. It was getting to him near the end. It's hard to live a few hundred years and see everything he saw from I think he spent a lot of time in Duluth before the bombs fell, and to go from a pleasant life to Earth and everything that came afterwards, and to have any sense of hope or or happiness or justice or truth in the world is just spectacular. But it was a burden. And he didn't often ask to have other people share it. And I'll be honest with you now, in the after Yuri phase, I'm a little mad at him in a selfish way. I'm mad that he's gone because I counted on him. And it's hard to not have someone in your life that you counted on. And I still can't believe it. It was 72 hours ago. And the crushing pain of trying to protect your friends more than yourself, and to not be there for one of them when they needed you the most will haunt me forever. But I hope I can forgive myself, and I hope Yuri would forgive me and us for the ways that we weren't there for him when he needed us and couldn't ask or didn't ask. I'm mad I didn't run up to him and force feed a stim pack into his ass cheek when he wasn't looking. And the biggest thing I'm taking away from all of this is that it's our turn now. Yuri left us each with a candle that he helped to light. And we have it. And what we do with it is up to us, and what we decide to do with that light with each other. And I hope we all do the best we can, because I know that he did. And with that, I step off the stage.
Fucking beautiful, Rifleman. Look at you go. Oh my God. That was no more crying on stream, right? The speaking of candle, there is one on the currently on the. We'll just say it's an old-fashioned cross, because I think that fits with Yuri. It's an old-fashioned wooden cross, nothing fancy, nothing gaudy. There's one candle on it.
The old wooden cross. Yuri would have loved an old wooden cross.
Old wooden cross. I feel like that should be like an Appalachian, like fucking folk song or something. By the old wooden cross, man.
Could I propose that it's made out of Excalibur?
Holy shit! Yep, it is. It absolutely is. Yeah, Guns offered up Excalibur because Yuri asked him to use it to be his final blow, and instead it will be his final marker. He snapped it in half, and Bert zapped that thing up, and there it is. There's a candle burning on it, and as Carla stands up and says, "Wow, Rifleman, that was something else. I don't know how if anyone's gonna be." She starts like about to ask if anyone else wants to, and all of a sudden, this whole crowd sort of stops as it gets real windy for a second. And the candle, for a moment, looks like it's going to blow out, but doesn't. As from the skies, you see the world's jankiest vertibird appear from the heavens. As the rising ember, it is now named, descends and approaches and lands in the middle of town during the ceremony. Oh, they made it! We held out as long as we can, but, I mean, better late than never, as the people of the land arrive for the funeral processions. A massive power armor jumps out in a brand new spec suit that looks very much like your armored suit, Grant. A tribal set of power armor fucking beaming with these fucking super cool engravements on it. A man with a big fucking giant sniper rifle and a little ghillie suit wrapped up in a backpack. A woman with a gnarly ass fucking scar and shit on her face and blazing red hair as...
That was me, I shot her in the face.
That was you, shot her in the face. As Eugene Many Shields and a contingent of the people of the land make their way up to the crest of the hill. Eugene removes his helmet and walks up to you, Grant, as you've just gotten off the little sort of stage. The whole town's basically just gathered around in a semicircle here at Yuri's grave. And he puts a power armored hand on your power armored shoulder and says, "It is good to see you, friend, even in these circumstances."
I do the old like Roman forearm to forearm.
Yeah. He then turns and looks at you, John, and says, "I'm sorry for your loss, son." And that's where we'll take our we'll take a 10 15 minute break. We'll come back at 10:20. 10:20, 7:20, or depending whatever time zone you're in. Look at 20 after the hour. You're gonna show up.
Any hour you want.
Yeah, we're 20 minutes after the hour. We are gonna come back in a quick break as we finish up the ends of Yuri's final funeral. We'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a very RP heavy episode, as you've seen, but thank you all for tuning in. We're having a great time doing it. We'll take a quick break. We will come back. Go have yourself a drink. I'm going to make myself a nice new cup of tea, use the bathroom, go say all your highs and hellos and all the things, and we will see you shortly. Stay tuned because WGNR will be back. Bye-bye.
love that our homies came back.
Good evening, one and all. We are back. We have returned to the last, I guess, the last half of the episode, or last tail end of the episode, more accurately, of Season 3, Episode 21, The Fistful of Neutrons, the Ghoul, the Bad, and the Ugly. 'Tis the funeral of Yuri Andropov. And we flash back a little bit as we jump to a little bit earlier in the day when some of the guests were arriving. We see, a pretty steady flow throughout the afternoon. We've got, as mentioned before, the people of the land show up a little bit later, but we do have, the folks from Boulder City, Specs, Jerry, all of that whole crew, Doc Anders. There's also the kids from New Pueblo have also made the trip up, along with some of Titus's crew who've adopted them since as kids now, and their own kids down in New Pueblo, like Maximus and Calpurnica, who you saved from the mutant hounds when she was kidnapped, and when you were making your way down to New Pueblo, and with this sort of vibe going on in town, there's as it was sort of more depressing through the day, there's still in the morning there's still sort of that rain, but the mood starts to liven up a bit more as more and more of the guests arrive. Speaking of some of those guests, some of them were from New Canaan, and Daniel had pulled aside and spent some time with you, John, and I wanted to thank you personally. Yuri, and your work in bringing the cure across the mountains. Maggie sends her regards and hands you that letter. The cure is coming along. It's working. If there's any sort of comfort you can gain from that, your trip at least. Well, it didn't end on a happy note. It did bring a lot of joy to a lot of happy people in our community who will begin to grow the next generation again. So,
well, if Yuri taught me anything, it's that the second we found out we had an opportunity to do something of that magnitude, there was no other morally correct choice to make than to do it. And I think that's what he would have wanted us to do.
Well, it's, again, something that we can't thank you enough for. And, well, I'll leave you to it, and we'll go give my regards to the rest of your wonderful town here. Get acquainted with it. And he leaves that letter with you. Do you read it, Mr. Jonathan?
Hell yeah, I'm going to read it right away.
Hell yeah.
Try not to be like, oh, like, I'm not super excited to see what this letter says or anything.
But, like, yeah, I'm definitely going to crack it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's whatever. It's like, whatever. Like, fuck off, though. I want to read this letter.
Yeah, like, the second he's out of eye shot, he's just like, yeah. It reads, "My dearest John, I'm so very sorry to hear of Yuri's passing. Without him, our people would be without hope. As I write this, it's only been days since you left the vault, and since you left New Canaan, and I'm already missing you terribly. This cure will take time for us to fully analyze and distribute, longer than we thought, unfortunately, and while I wish I could come and see your Longmount, my work will keep me here for some time. So, if you're able to find the time, or if the caravan leads you this way again, I hope to come see you soon. With love, Maggie." What do you do with the letter,
Okay.
Mr.
Tuck it into the front pocket, right? He's wearing a shirt or something that has a front pocket. And that's where it goes.
Yeah, the vault suit's got a front pocket.
Front vault suit pocket.
Yeah, if you had an army helmet, you'd stick it underneath it, right? Like old school times. Like,
I tucked up under my 50 mission cap.
under your 50 mission cap.
Oh, shit.
Snap. Well done. Yes, it is your 50 mission cap. There's also, as mentioned, Merrill is in town. Merrill came up from Boulder City, And the last you'd heard from him, he had offered a job to the caravan to help track down a bounty in Boulder City, but he's put his time hunting men as a manhunter on hold, and is currently spending some time. Well, where is he spending some time, Meryl? Meryl, where are you? What have you been doing the last few days that you've been in Boulder City? We'll say it's been a couple days, sure.
Well, hello. My name is Meryl. I have been walking through the town trying to understand these people and their needs and what they would like to happen. He's always thinking about how to connect this place to the hub. So he's, you know what? He's going to go talk to Hondat. Hondat.
Oh yes, when you find Hondat, I like this actually. Yeah, when you find Hondat, he's in the caravan office and has as you enter, Margot, the widow from the Home on the Rage arc, and the newly elected mayor of Loveland, the little settlement they have going up there, is sort of just finishing up her business with Hondat. And you overhear them say, well, I hate to talk business during a time like this, but from what I remember about Mr. Yuri, I think he'd be pleased as punch about our little arrangement here, Mr. Hondat, since you're running the show here now. We'll help y'all with some cavern if you're able to loan out that big old bull. What was his name again? Is it Chunks? Is that what you named the bull?
It's Chunks.
Chunks.
It's Chunks the bull.
Yes. There's a burgeoning Brahmin farm on the go in Loveland, just up the road. And
Fuckers named it Chunks.
Chat wanted to call it Chunks. Chat named it Chunks. And in fact, Chunks he's in the barn. That's where we are, next to Enola, who's next to Yuri's body in a casket. And Chunks, maybe Chunks knows what's happening. He seems excited by the fact that he's going to be sent out to stud. Hopefully, growing Longmount's herd beyond just Enola and Chunks to open up maybe some smaller routes in the wasteland. They give
little
a spit
chuntlets.
shake. Little chuntlets running around. They sort of spit shake on it, and Meryl Hondat sort of takes a look at you. Hi there, sir. It's I don't believe we've had the pleasure. He's definitely not seen you before, but he's a little sort of taken aback at first by your roboticness and says, "Can I help you?"
Hello, my name is Meryl. I am
Pleasure.
a synthesis, or sorry, not a synthesis.
I am photosynthesis.
I am a synthetic being. I did not have the pleasure of meeting Yuri. I met his friends. And
oh yes, that's right. You came from Kansas when the gang came back on the that Thunderbird there.
indeed, those are my people. And what he does is he pulls out a small sliver of metal
Okay.
with a bunch of numbers on it. And he says, if you require help, and then he passes it over the,
Is it a handshake?
yeah, no, like passes it over the desk and
Okay.
says, this is where you can find me.
Oh. Where is that?
It's not a actual place. It's a frequency.
Oh,
a state of mind.
It's a radio frequency. Interesting.
Yes.
I like that.
I will
Ryan's
be-
gonna write that down for no reason at all.
I will be here for you. And then he stands up straight and he says, I did not have the pleasure of meeting this man, Yuri. However, the people that he affected changed the course of where I am from. And then he just like leaves.
It's okay, bye.
Oh, well,
He's
Well,
a little bit autistic.
all right then. Okay. Thanks. I guess he takes this and opens a drawer, and stuffs it in the caravan office. Oh, that's beautiful. I like that. We fast forward a bit to the funeral now again, and you've just given a very eloquent eulogy, by the way, Grant. And Carla steps up now and says, well, 200 years is... damn it. Yuri was always the one who did all of this. You know? She starts to choke up a little bit. 200 years is longer than anyone has the right to live, but in Yuri's case, I honestly don't think it was long enough. I think we'd all like to have one more day with that old crotchety bastard. He was something different to all of us. A shrewd boss, a leader, a man of God, a friend, pain in the ass. A man who could get anything and would do anything for his friends. Let's look at all the lives of people he touched here for the better. And from Kansas to Colorado, New Canaan. Hell, Grant, you're from New California as far as I know. Yuri walked all across the wasteland carrying this light. And his ledger wherever he went. Turning this bend in the road into a real town with nothing more than a Brahmin, spit, and balin twine. And I guess Grant and John helped out a little bit too. Well, I know we're all hurting today. I don't think he'd want us to be down for too long. We've got a caravan to run after all. I know he'd be cracking the whip after too long, telling us to dry our eyes and get back to business. We all knew Yuri in our own way, but if you were lucky enough to meet him, odds are you met a friend. Anyway, if any of those other friends want to say anything here today, well, floor is yours. John, anything you wanna say at Yuri's memoriam?
Yeah. John just kind of stands up wherever he is. I remember this one time Yuri and I went up to Mead on a supply run. We had decided to go on foot, get some exercise, take in the sights, try and live a healthier life, all that nonsense. Anyways, we spend the day kind of messing around, and back in those days, I had a little less care and regard, let's say. So I was messing around. I was making an ass out of myself. I was trying to make Yuri laugh. So I was doing all sorts of nonsense. And I remember I tried jumping over this giant puddle that I had no business trying to jump over. So instead of jumping over it, I jumped directly inside of it. Maybe right directly in the middle of it. Legs, boots, pants, everything soaked, just dripping wet. But I made Yuri laugh. Anyways, I pick myself up out of that mess and take off my wet gear and start walking barefoot and haul off back to Longmount. And then I took a look around and I don't see Yuri. I look back to where we're coming from and I see him yanking his boots off one at a time. Runs up next to me, slams his boots into my chest, tells me to lace up and get the hell home. Now I know it's just a small gesture to think of a man lending you his shoes. But to me, it's more of a commentary on what the man was really like, what he stood for, and what he was here on this earth to do. He did a lot of good here for a long amount of time. And the world is a better place than it would have been if it were not for his involvement. I'm really going to miss my friend Yuri a lot, but he would be really happy to know that we continue to do the kinds of good in this world that he would have wanted us to do. So here's to Yuri. Good night, brother.
Oh,
No. Sweet. One by one,
Nice.
a couple other characters. Not going to do a eulogy for every fucking character I listed off because there was a lot. And I forgot Mr. Microwave somehow in there. My own character that I played for a season. But there's people get up and they talk and they do their thing and realize that, you know, when they're speaking one by one, they go through and all sorts of stories. But after a while, one man sort of looks around and starts to drift off and heads back to the caravan office as Hondat. He's not being disrespectful, but he's been working like a man possessed this whole time, going over the ledger. And once it gets to some of the folks that he doesn't really know, he, starts to head back home and goes over the ledgers again because there's a shipment coming up, and it's going to be the first one where he doesn't have Yuri to double check the ledger. The funeral goes on, and eventually the crowd starts to thin out and head back to the watering hole where a wake, unlike any scene in 200 years, rages on into the night. Songs are sung, stories are told of Yuri, of Longmount, of his adventures in the wasteland before coming to town, of stories he would tell about what the world was like before the war, before the bombs fell. And slowly, as the day drags on and the day turns into night, and back at the cemetery, Dormanguts still sits with Yuri's grave. With the sound of this revelry rising into the night, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out Yuri's rosary, hangs it on the wooden cross made of Excalibur. Just says, "Don't worry. We'll carry the candle for you, boss." And he walks back down to town. The camera, though, stays fixated on our graveyard scene, particularly on Yuri's grave. We have the party going on in the background, and the sun, as it always does, eventually rises. And sets, rises and sets as a dreary spring day turns to summer, with flowers now surrounding Yuri's final resting place. And these weeks drag on as they always have, but we got a time lapse now. Before long, the summer is turning to fall. We have leaves blowing through the graveyard before snow and winter sets in, nearly covering Yuri's grave with drifts and ice. And this pattern repeats, and in the background we see Longmount. We see it continue to grow in the caravan led by Hondat, sometimes Grant and John, heading out into the waste time and again on some new adventure. It goes on and on like this, and there are wins and there are losses. There are good days and there are bad. Because, just like war, mistakes do happen. Oh, did you think that was it? No. 4 years have passed, as our cool little thing just flashed up and said. And we find ourselves, well, where do we find ourselves? We find ourselves back in Longmount, in the caravan office. It's dark. Not a light on to be seen. There's just, through the windows, you can see streams of light as suddenly a man comes running in, bursts open the door. You can hear some sort of commotion outside from the center of town, but it's hard to make out. But he runs into the office and he rips open a desk drawer, reaches in, and pulls out a scrap of paper with a numbered frequency written on it. Whew. Camera fades again, and Meryl, where are you 4 years after Yuri's funeral?
I'm going to Longmount. I need to answer this call.
Ooh, but where specifically are you? Or do you know?
I'm in Boulder.
Boulder.
I need to find the man called Rifleman and Jonathan.
Ooh, we'll say yes. It's some sort of internal radio that you have inside your brain cap, where there's a message playing on repeat. Well, I don't know if you can hear this, and we don't have much time, but Meryl, if you can hear me, we need your help. And that's where we're going to end today's episode. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. The funeral is over. We had a time jump. Things are going crazy. Where are the gang 4 years after Yuri's death? And what in the hell is happening in Longmount? And why did Hondat need to call Meryl? Amazing. Justin just gave me a radio frequency, and gosh darn it, I'm going to use it. Amazing stuff. Thank you, you guys. That was just a chock-a-block full of walks down memory lane and just a beautiful old time. We're going to come back in deuce weeks, which, as I look at my calendar, is the 12th, as far as I see. So March the 12th, looks like we're coming back. We've got stuff on the go. It's going to be a pretty... the end of the season is going to be a lot of fun. We're making a lot of lemonade out of Yuri's character death here, and we're going to have some fun with it, and I hope you guys are going to have fun too. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you guys for some amazing role playing. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Until then, stay tuned, because WGNR is right here. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.